Welcome to QReview, what makes Quakertown special. I'm Maddie, and this week we went with the Quakertown Historical Society to the McCooles Red Lion Inn to look at the Underground Railroad and the McCooles Arts and Events Center. We'd now like to send it over to the President of the Historical Society, Mr. John Wyatt. We hope you enjoy.
She saw the girl who we call Peekaboo now peeking her head out from this corner. And she said she would see her out of the corner of her eye, but she didn't want to turn her head, figuring she would just disappear, she wouldn't show herself. So she said she literally just slightly by slightly kept turning her head, so when she would see it, she'd almost be looking right at her. And she said that it was the 5th or 6th time she noticed her, the girl was literally smiling at her, like she was actually playing a game.
Yeah.
She would turn her eye to it, and Peekaboo would duck back. So it was almost like a game.
Yeah.
And we never knew she was down here. We had no idea. None at all, Now, Walter McCool, he was one of the owners of the Red Lion Inn, and he after he died, he occupies the bar upstairs. His spirit's up there. Glasses will fall off a wine rack, and local patrons that come in all the time, if something like that happens, they'll say, it's got to be Walter. And someone who's from out of town will say, Walter who? And then explain it to them, and they're like, get out of here. We're like, well, what do you think, that glass?
Yeah,
nobody touched it. It just fell off of there. And then there's the lady in the Victorian lady in the ladies' room down by the Martini Lounge.
Oh yeah, she was telling us how
and a
she
lot
saw
of
a reflection in the mirror.
Yeah, and the customers will, I'd say 80% of them who experience her in the mirror, and they're usually washing their hands, and they see behind them, this Victorian woman standing there. About 80% of them are very accepting of her. Wow. Now, I'd say 10% of them get freaked out. They've come out and grabbed their significant other, their spouse, whatever, and said, let's get out of here. There's something in the bathroom. And there's another 10% that just don't believe they actually saw it. But you can ask the servers, all the servers over time can attest to that people have come out and said, you got a ghost in that bathroom. And they go, yeah, we know. Now, the theater next door, that's creepy. That's very creepy. I've been in there at night, and
I was in there once. I don't know.
Yeah, and we shut the lights down up there, and I honestly think the electrician who set the lighting up on the upstairs did it on purpose. That when you go all the way to the very back in the catacombs and you go to turn the lights off, you go into the dark, and then you have to walk to the light to get to the next light switch.
Oh my gosh!
It's almost like he did it backwards, and that didn't matter because he wasn't coming back. Saying we don't know, because the theater was actually the livery stables for the inn in the beginning. It was the stables where they kept all the horses. It's really neat, and I think we're going to go over there and take a look at it. This is McCooles Arts and Events Place. This is the theater we're in now. It's a 193-seat black box theater. The ghost stories that we have up here in the front row here, there's a woman's presence that's been felt by mediums from a paranormal company. And they said they felt she was very happy to be here, and she wasn't disturbed with their presence. Up there behind Section 3 is the crow's nest, where all the electronics for the lights and all are. They spent some time up there, but they felt the presence of a gentleman who was very angry that they were even in the building. And they didn't spend much time up there at all. But what we're going to go see, we're going to go to the dressing room where the staircase goes to the costume room on the 3rd floor. That's where a little boy's been sighted by numerous actors who have worked here in the theater. And this is the costume room where, over the years, costumes have been stored here, all kinds of hats and dresses and suits and all kinds of stuff just stored up here that a lot of the theater troupes would leave behind. They would just leave the stuff. And a couple of years ago, it was just thrown everywhere, and then they organized it and all this stuff. Jan tries to keep it organized. And back here, you'll see there's more. Watch your step there because it's open there. There's more costumes back here. So it's fun for us around Halloween because we just come up here and get whatever we need. You could dress up as anybody with all this stuff up here. We even have a wheelchair, toy soldier outfits, Romans. You could be Zsa Zsa Gabor, if you guys know who she is. But that's basically the costume part of it. But right here is where the top of these steps is where a lot of the actors who have opened that door to come up to get something had noticed a little boy sitting here. And some of them said they seen him laughing. They'd open the door. And a lot of them would get a little freaked out about it, A lot of people are scared of ghosts, but he's a little boy. How are you scared of a little boy ghost? I mean, what's he going to do to you? Throw candy at you? But I mean, it's been reported, probably 100 times easily that people have opened that door and seen him sitting right at the top of the steps, looking right down at them, which is pretty neat. We think it's really cool. Some people think it's kind of creepy, but we find it to be really cool.
We hope you enjoyed watching. Special thanks to John Wyatt for donating his time to help us film and all the volunteers at the Historical Society. Join us next episode when we talk about the Quakertown Farmers Market.